let me get in the two economists on the panel, and to Kishore first. Kishore, as a defense expert and the geostrategic experts on the panel, both General Bakshi and Swasti Rao respectively, they say that no trusting the Chinese, and there has to be geostrategic caution in whatever India does going forward with China. But Kishore, while the government did bring in the Press Note 3 and banned all these companies from TikTok to many other mobile companies, WeChat, etc., there would be pressure from the industry because there is a pent-up demand, and despite all this explosion in imports, the industry wants more perhaps. How do you balance that? The government would be under tremendous pressure, Kishore.
Okay, so there are a few points we need to understand. As far as the trade deficit is concerned, we are on a trade deficit, we import more. If you look at the cumulative trade deficit over the last 5 years, it is more than $300 billion. And remember, Chinese are extremely self-centered when it comes to economics. It is only their interest that comes first. And when you look at the global economic situation, the China +1 strategy is going to hurt them. And as we near the US election, there is a huge fear in China that if Mr. Donald Trump gets elected, this China +1 strategy will become very aggressive. And if China +1 is a strategy which is going to work, that +1, the first country and the best country today is India. So remember one thing, that we need to be extremely cautious on the geopolitical area, but on the economic area also we need to be very, very careful. Remember what China has done with the BRI, what China has done with Sri Lanka. See, China is the only country which has a problem with all the 18 countries which it has got land borders and stuff. So China is a very unique position where it has actually political issues and land issues with every single country. And if possible, as your panelist, the geopolitical experts, madam, said, that we need to be extremely cautious because they can economically ruin you if they get an opportunity. So they would always like to put you in a situation where you have to cry back to them, which is exactly what they did with Sri Lanka. And we, having a very strong leadership currently, are not going to budge this.
Maybe Sri Lanka is not a good example to quote, Kishore. I mean, we are much larger, much larger than Sri Lanka. But of course, what comes out, I think, unequivocally with all the panelists is that we can't trust the Chinese. Akhil Swami, you're donning the economist's hat tonight, but what's the Congress view going to be like? What's the opposition sense? Is the opposition going to stand with the government in whatever call the government takes on China?
See, the basic question you are asking, whether India should trust China. See, not even a single person who is in sane condition would say that we should trust China. Because right now, China is sitting on a large area of land, whether it was 1962 or 2014, 18, 19, I'm not concerned with that. That was not a land given by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. That was not his land. That was India's land. That is my motherland's land. And China is sitting on my land. And a country which has taken your land, you are making friendship with him, number one. Number two, you are making friends with all dictators of the world. China is a dictatorship, Russia is a dictatorship, North Korea is a dictatorship, Israel is a dictatorship. And you are making enemies with democracies.
Israel is a dictatorship. Akhil Swami, what has happened to you? We are not friends with North Korea, and Israel is not a dictatorship. And Russia, we have old relationship going back to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's time.
What type of democracy Putin has? What type? He's an invader.
Arey Baba, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru started the friendship. We have to continue the legacy of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, for God's sake.
Again, went back to Pandit Nehru. That is what I said.
Was told by Congress,
whether it was Pandit Nehru or Modi.
Who said India, China, bhai, bhai?
This is no.
India,
this
China,
is my
bhai, was said
land.
by Pandit Nehru, not BJP.
No. Just let him stop him and let me speak.
Kishore, let me speak to him. Okay, so Akhil Swami, you are digressing. You are getting into a quicksand of an area where you don't, I think, have understanding.
For 2 minutes. Let me speak. Don't ask questions.
Okay, no, I'm asking a question. I can ask a question, not Kishore. Kishore is not asking. I am asking you a question.